Good evening, fans. This is your girl from Mel's Match Chat, and this is your official WWE King and Queen of the Ring preview and predictions. How's everybody's Friday night going? Happy Memorial Day weekend, and I'm going to include this happy Double or Nothing weekend. Hopefully, everybody is doing well. Hopefully, everybody tuned into my live stream and rewatched episode 342. I think I went on live on Wednesday, so go check that out. Also, go check everything else out. Please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications so when I go live, upload a video or do a short, you will know about it. Please also go check out my social media, which is Instagram, Threads, Facebook, X, TikTok, all Mel's Mat Chat. I have Snapchat, which is Real Mel's Mat Chat. So you got all it going on there. In the next couple of days, I'll start sharing it on X and everything like that. So you can go and check me out and you can get the link. And then you can go and start doing your thing. Also, if you go to my top of my X account, there is a PayPal QR code. If you want to donate, you can do so. You can ask me questions, whatever the case may be. You can want me to do a shout out, whatever you want me to do. Just do a donation and whatever you see fit. And I will gladly, indulge you and everything like that. But please, no derogatory situations because I'm not like that. I'm all for love, not for conflict. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. is WWE The King and Queen of the Ring. It's coming from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia at the Jeddah Superdome in Jeddah. This has now gotten bigger implications as of yesterday. WWE head of creative, which is Paul Levesque, Triple H, has announced that the winners of these tournaments will be receiving championship matches from their respective brands at SummerSlam this coming summer. So speaking of SummerSlam, if you haven't known and you're living under a rock from yesterday, WWE has announced in 2026 from Minneapolis, Minnesota at the U.S. Bank Stadium that the Minnesota Vikings play in, they will have a first time ever 2-night SummerSlam. I was shocked. I was completely fucking shocked. I just don't want this to be a regular thing that they're going to do with Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and whatnot. Hey girl, love you, girl. Thank you so much for joining, Rage. I love you. Hopefully you're doing very, very well. And my DM is always open for you, girl. You have a VIP seat there. So thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate this. I loved your reaction with Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul. It was hilarious. I love your reactions. You should do those more often. Set up a tripod and, go and shoot it or put it on something or whatever the case may be and get your reaction because it's hilarious. I almost spit my coffee out. That was how hilarious it was. Seriously, hopefully you're doing well. Awesome. That's awesome. That's great to know. Hopefully, I'm too weirded out on that. I want to watch it and I just don't want to be like talking to it. I just shut my mouth and that's it. If I see something, I'm going to say something, but I'm not thrilled with that. I tried that with Impact Wrestling and, I just couldn't get into it. It was just like, I just had to keep talking and I want to watch wrestling and I want to just enjoy it, but you're something special. I love it. But, we're here to, do preview and predictions of tomorrow's festivities at 1 p.m. on Peacock. I'm going to go live right afterwards So probably in the middle, you're going to see the stream go up, and then we'll be good to go. But I'm not going to spend too much time here because due to the fact is it's Memorial Day weekend. It's 10:08 in New York time, and I have my boyfriend here, so I want to take a shower, get into something a little sexy, and have a little bit of adult time. But all of you keyboard warriors, like that relatively stay in with mommy and daddy that can't get out of your parents' house, um, you don't understand what I get. This is why I have these big smiles and I'm looking so good. I'm feeling great. And it's all because I'm getting some stuff that you never get. The only thing you get of gratification is when you take the fucking goddamn tablet or your computer out. You set up with a picture of maybe Lim Morgan or fucking Tony Storm or something like that, and you take that nice thing of lotion or bottle of lube, or you get a box of tissues, or you get a roll of toilet paper, or you get the good stuff. You get the bounty. You get the bounty. You get the bounty. I know you get the bounty because you want to make sure you get all that white shit off, and then you jerk off. See, I don't have to do that because my man takes well good care of me. And you see the smile on my face? Come on. So, yeah, I'm going to not spend too much time on this. You're going to get the Go Home show and then the Go Home shows, which was from SmackDown and Monday Night Raw. I was going to go live earlier today because I got the spoilers and everything. I said, no, I spent time with my boyfriend and I made him beautiful dinner. I cooked, I cleaned, and my boyfriend takes my garbage out. And I'm living the life here. If this is what I'm to look forward to in possibly a marriage, give it to me in heaps, give it to me in droves. So nevertheless, but I'm hoping everybody's having a great Friday night. I'm hoping everybody's gearing up for this crazy weekend of wrestling. I'm also going to be covering Double or Nothing tomorrow, Sunday. But I'm going to be doing the review on Monday sometime in the afternoon because I want to spend time with my boyfriend. My boyfriend's going home, so I want to, maximize the time with him and everything like that because I don't know when I'm going to see him next, and I don't want to, lose any time. So you'll see me sometime in the afternoon. But you will get notifications if you follow me on X. Follow me on X. Follow me on all my social media platforms. Please also do me a favor. Go check out the people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Visit their website for all your beard essentials. Graduation, confirmation, Father's Day, birthdays, anniversaries, whatever. If you know somebody that has a beard and they need the great products for it, go check them out, maestroclassics.com. If you are dying of thirst and that thirst is killing you and you need to murder your thirst, do yourself a favor and go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com and stock up on all the artillery for your thirst to be annihilated. You have spring water, unflavored salsa water, flavored salsa water, iced tea, and you have sports packs. You can turn any beverage into a sports drink. So go check that out. Plus, they have righteous merch. So go check out at liquiddeath.com. Now, I'm a coffee aficionado. I'm getting my tried and true tonight. I love my iced coffee. I love my hot coffee. But I needed sometimes a kick in the ass. I need that extra tag team partner. I go and tag in Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. Visit their website for all your coffee essentials. And you can then sample all the flavors, which now they have. I just found this out. They have Nespresso pods. So if you have a Nespresso, you can have Deathwish coffee. I have a Keurig, so I use the K-Cups. But this coffee is delicious. It's the world's strongest coffee with the lowest acidic rate. And Plus, they have really righteous flavors. So if you like, I don't know, a Nutella, they have a hazelnut chocolate, and it is divine. I actually found a cheaper version, but it's not as strong. I wish it was stronger, from Walmart, and it's the triple chocolate coffee, and it tastes just the same, but it's not potent. But I'm not. I haven't had the opportunity to order it, so this is like my substitute. But seriously, you want a really fucking good cup of coffee, a nice strong cup of coffee, go check them out at deathwishcoffee.com. And they have really great accessories and merchandise. If you are into like the gothic stuff, and if you're into skulls, that's your one-stop shop. Also, please, if it's actually happened tonight, they had an event, HOG Wrestling House of Glory. It they had an event which was at Club Laboom, and it was, I believe it was, the War Within. They had matches. AJ Francis had brought Tay Rock, Chess, DNA, and the Saga, and he was going against Ken Broadway. I haven't watched it. I've been obviously busy, but I will be watching it at some point. Also, tonight they had a world championship match. Matt Riddle versus Mike Santana for the belt. They had Gringo Loco, Amazing Red, Sexy Star, and Rihanna Dorada versus Violet and Diamond. Lo Sombra versus Nolo Catano. And Cold Blooded Killers versus the main event for the HOG World Tag Team Championship. So if you want to watch it, it's on Thriller, the Fight app. Also tomorrow, I don't know if this is going to be on Fight, but we'll find out if it is. They're going to be going to Boston, and they're going to have Mustafa Ali versus Alec Price. World Championship match, Mike Santana versus JT Dunn. Sami Callihan versus Charles Mason, and that's going to be a good match. And Sexy Star is going to be making her way back to HOG. Also, this coming June 8th, on Puerto Rican Day weekend, Mike Santana is having an event with HOG, and it's probably going to be another event that people will be wrestling. So, just go follow every them out on their social media platform, and you could go to their website and get tickets and get information on all the events at hogwrestling.net. Now let's get to the go home show for Monday and Saturday. Tonight's SmackDown. Give you my preview and predictions at the end, and then I'm going to get out of here. Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw had their lineup was the Ring General versus main event Jey Uso for the semifinals for the King of the Ring. Singles match, Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable. Singles match, WWE Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus Dakota Kai. Again, if I see this again, I'm going to puke. WWE Queen of the Ring Tournament semifinals, Io Sky versus Lyra Valkyria. WWE World Tag Team Champions match, Miz and R-Truth versus GD McDonough and Finn Balor. The show opened up with Io Sky shown arriving in the arena with a BMW, and she was greeted by her Damage Control teammates. Lyra Valkyria, the Ring General, Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser, and main event Jey Uso were all shown walking into the arena as well. WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn made his way down to the ring as we are welcomed by Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. Sami Zayn starts off by welcoming the fans to Raw and saying that the King and Queen of the Ring, PLE, is only 5 days away. Zayn then addressed his triple threat Intercontinental Championship match against Chad Gable and Bronson Reed. They they were then says he was asked in an interview earlier today why he agreed to the title defense. Zayn then says he has two different issues he would rather deal with at the same time in seeking his vengeance on Chad Gable for his April 15th attack on him in front of his family and Reed chasing after his title. Zayn then says if he's putting money on mind, body, and soul, he will bet on soul every time. Zayn then says soul is why he is the reigning Intercontinental Champion. Zayn then says he will walk out Saturday still holding the title. So then Alpha Academy music then hits and they make their way out. Gable asks Zayn if he heard him call him manipulative, then says he didn't manipulate Zayn into winning the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 40. Gable then says he coached Zayn selflessly and he has been too nice. Gable mentions Maxine Dupree losing her Queen of the Ring tournament first round match against Shayna Baszler. Akira Tozawa lost against Bronson Reed last week, and Otis being a disappointment as examples of how he has been too nice to help them with no result. Zayn then asks Dupree, Tozawa, and Otis how much longer they are willing to put up with Gable's crap, and Gable gets defensive. Gable then says the three of them have rededicated themselves to him and says he's sick of listening to Zayn talk about his heart and soul. Gable then says he doesn't have to pin Zayn on Saturday to dethrone him as champion, but he will, and he will take his soul. Zayn then says that's all good, well and good, but last he checked, King and Queen of the Ring isn't for 5 more days. Zayn then says they're scheduled for competition tonight and challenges Gable to meet him in the ring for their match. Now, my nose is itching like crazy, and if I don't blow it, it's going to be even worse. And I don't eat this stuff. I don't even drink the coffee. My son loves Dunkin' Donuts, and I go get him when I go visit him. So I take bunches of napkins. I haven't paid for napkins in like 3 years. Chad Gable then enters the ring, and the first match of the night is underway. So we have Gable and Zayn. These two would never disappoint anybody in a wrestling match. So the match starts off with Zayn delivering some right hands to Gable, then nailing him with a clothesline and an elbow drop off the middle rope. Zayn then clotheslines Gable out of the ring, and the rest of Alpha Academy helps Gable up. Gable then brushes them off and hits Zayn with a suplex. Gable then climbs to the top and goes for a flying headbutt, but Zayn moves out of the way. Zayn then hits Gable with a clothesline and goes for a blue thunder bomb, but Gable avoids it and hits Zayn with a suplex. Gable then distracts the referee, and Dupree considers hitting Zayn with an open palm strike. She ultimately decides against it, and Gable screams at Dupree. Zayn then hits Gable with a boot, then delivers some right hands on him in the corner. Gable then rolls out of the ring, and Zayn follows, but Gable puts Dupree between himself and Zayn to keep Zayn from attacking him. Both men get back in the ring, and Gable distracts the referee. Akira Tozawa then considers taking a shot at Zayn, but can't bring himself to do it. Gable then screams at Tozawa and calls him and Dupree failures. Gable then sends them both back to the back due to his anger. Zayn then hits Gable with a blue thunder bomb and goes for a pin, but Gable kicks out and rolls out of the ring in front of Otis. Gable then hits Zayn with a couple of German suplexes and looks for a third, but Zayn fights his way back with a few back elbows. Zayn then hits Gable with two German suplexes of his own. Gable then responds with a few back elbows of his own, but Zayn hits Gable with a Michinoku driver. Gable then puts Zayn in an ankle lock, but Zayn makes his way to the bottom rope to escape. With a rope break, Gable then sends Zayn out of the ring and distracts the referee once again, and Otis considers hitting Zayn with the right hand. Otis can't bring himself to do it, and Gable sends Zayn back in the ring. Gable then berates Otis, then slaps him and grabs the Intercontinental Championship from ringside area. Gable then gets back in the ring, but before he can use the Intercontinental title, Zayn hits Gable with an exploder. Zayn then goes for a haluva kick, but Otis clotheslines Zayn. Gable then hits Zayn with a Chaos Theory for the win. I didn't like that but it's for greater good, and I think this is what's going to happen. I think either at the either Clash of the Castle or SummerSlam, that's when Gable's going to get. I would like to see him get it at SummerSlam, but that's just my opinion and my wants and needs. So then after the match, Gable celebrates and he made sure to stand in front of Otis to block him from the camera. The crowd then started to chant "You Suck" to Gable's music, just like they did with Kurt Angle before. We head to the back where Jackie Redmond is interviewing Alpha Academy about what just happened in Gable's match against the WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. A loud crash of Redmond's attention, and the camera pans over to see Joaquin Wilde seemingly attack as LWO and Raw General Manager Adam Pearce checked on him. We then get a video package on Io Sky. Sky speaks about her dominance and says everyone will have to bow down to her when she becomes queen. Sky then says Valkyria has flown too close to the sun. Sky then says Lyra is in her domain because she is genius of the sky. When this whole Queen of the Ring situation, I'm like, oh, for the love of God, Charlotte's going to fucking become queen. Oh my God. And she's not. Thank Christ she's not in this tournament. Thank you for small favors. Andrade, do us a favor. Please just do us a favor. This would be a fucking great early Christmas present or Hanukkah gift or Kwanzaa gift. Get your wife knocked up and we'll be good to go. Fucking mint. Braun Breaker makes his way down for the next match. So it was Braun Breaker versus Cale Dixon. The match starts off with Breaker hitting Dixon with a spear. Breaker then sends Dixon out of the ring, then hits him with a running spear and sends him head bouncing off the ring apron. Breaker then drags Dixon back inside the ring, and the referee checks on Dixon. The referee then calls for the bell and declares Breaker as the winner. Very, very simple. So then after the match, Breaker runs the ropes and hits Dixon with another spear. Breaker then picks up one of the steel ring steps, but the officials run down to the ring. Breaker then puts the stairs down, but opts to grab a chair from the timekeeper's area. Breaker then blasts it across Dixon to put him between the chair and the ring steps. I will never understand. I mean, it could be part of a storyline, possibly, but please, for the love of God, get the War Dogs back together and put them in the tag team division. The more you bolster those divisions up, the better, and then we can start, coaxing other tag teams to come to WWE, and they won't feel like, oh, we need to go to AEW. Come on, Paul, come on. We can do this. Come on. We then see Cale Dixon being stretched out of the arena into an ambulance. Then angry Adam Pearce then asks Braun Breaker what was he thinking. Breaker says it's on Pearce for not putting him in the King of the Ring tournament. But does he understand? He just got to Raw. So what is he going to get gifted a fucking opportunity? No, those guys have been on the fucking TV for months. You were on SmackDown and NXT. It doesn't make sense. Hello. We get a video recapping Io Sky and Lyra Valkyria. journey to the semifinals in the Queen of the Ring tournament. The women's world champion, Becky Lynch, then approaches Lyra and Gorilla. Lynch says that she knew how she wait. Lynch says she knew how good Lyra was and tells her to show everyone why the hard work was worth it. So that we go into this match with Io Sky and Lyra Valkyria. The match starts off with Valkyria and Sky trading submission holds and pin attempts. Valkyria then gets a near fall after hitting Sky with a slingshot crossbody. Sky then retreats to the corner, and Valkyria tells Sky that she was this close to pinning her. Sky then hits Valkyria with a jawbreaker off the top rope. Sky then delivers some right hands on Valkyria and follows it up with a stomp in the corner and her boot into Valkyria's chest. Sky then hits Valkyria with a double underhook backbreaker and puts her in a submission hold, then transitions into a series of pinfalls. Valkyria kicks out of all of them, and Sky hits Valkyria with number of kicks on her jaw. Valkyria catches one of the kicks and hits Sky with a German suplex. Valkyria then hits Sky with a couple of clotheslines and 3 kicks, and then follows up with an enziguri and a drop kick through the middle rope to send Sky to the outside. Valkyria then sends Sky back in the ring and climbs to the top, and then hits Sky with a crossbody and a brainbuster. Valkyria then goes for a pin, but Sky kicks out. Sky then hits Valkyria with a running Meteora, then puts her in the reverse Boston Crab. Sky then puts Valkyria in a crossface, but Valkyria escapes by reversing the move into a pin. Sky then kicks out and charges at Valkyria in the corner, but Valkyria sends Sky into the apron. Sky then hits Valkyria with a springboard dropkick and a couple of running knees to the back of Valkyria's neck and climbs to the top. Valkyria then pulls Sky off, and both women end up on the outside. Sky then hits Valkyria with a springboard moonsault. Valkyria then hits Sky with a forearm. Sky then hits Valkyria with a double stomp and goes for a couple of double knees on Valkyria in the corner. Valkyria then moves out of the way and hits Sky with a tornado DDT and follows up her finisher. Valkyria then gets Sky up on her shoulders, but Sky escapes and hits Valkyria with a German suplex. Sky follows up with a Meteora and goes for an over the moonsault, but Valkyria stops Sky and goes for a white noise. Sky then, I like air raid. That's my, it was, before it was white noise, it was always an air raid crash. Sky then moves out of the way and hits Valkyria with a power bomb. Sky then climbs to the top and goes for the over the moonsault, but Valkyria rolls out of the way. Valkyria then hits Sky up, gets Sky up on her shoulders, but Sky slips down and tries to roll Valkyria up. Valkyria then sits down into a pinfall for the win, and she moves on, and she's in Saudi Arabia right now. Is she going to win? Nope. After the match, Jackie Redmond joins Larry Valkyria in the ring to interview her. Io Sky then grabs Redmond's mic and yells at Valkyria in Japanese, then hands the mic back to Valkyria. Valkyria says that she did not see herself in this position 3 weeks ago when she got drafted. Valkyria then says she will get it, and she is just one Nightwing away from becoming Queen of the Ring. This actually sounds very familiar. Remember when Finn Balor got drafted to Monday Night Raw from NXT, and he was basically, that's how he became the first ever Universal Champion? Who knows? I would be very shocked if Nia Jax becomes queen. Nia Jax doesn't become queen, and Lyra Valkyria becomes queen. I will be very, very shocked. And that's how it should be. New people need to get over. Nia Jax has the fame and has had her moments and everything like that. She needs to give back. And hopefully in this run, I'm starting to have respect for her. And that's a lot from me. Shit. 6 years ago, I couldn't stand Brandy Rhodes. Now I want to be her best friend because we're women in arms when it comes to our reproductive health. I don't have any reproductive organs. I've had a hysterectomy, and I don't want her to go through one. I want her to have another child to give Liberty a brother or sister. So I'm hoping that she can have at least one more child, and she can then whatever is the next step if she has to do the hysterectomy. But yeah, that's a whole nother fucking podcast that I would do on that situation. We head to the back where we see WWE World Tag Team Champions R-Truth and The Miz speaking with the New Catch Republic. Truth was explained. I've noticed since fucking William Regal has gone that we have the New Catch crew in NXT, and then we have the New Catch Republic. What is with this? He fucking came out with the Blackpool Combat Club. I mean, he's got a fetish with this. I don't know. But I would still like to see him manage his son. That is a thing I would like to see. I would like to see him, do that. Truth was explaining to Pete Dunne how to do the hokey pokey. Truth then turns his head, and Dunne was about to put him down, but Tyler Bate stops him. Bate then says that we are looking forward to facing them for the titles one day, and they leave. The Miz was then worried they will be a disadvantage against the Judgment Day tonight, especially if they had Carlito with them. Truth then says he spoke to his good buddy Andre the Giant, and he had their back tonight. Oh my! This is why I don't like R-Truth. This is not funny. This is sad. It's not funny anymore. It's quite pathetic. Miz then tells the Truth Andre the Giant died 30 years ago, and Truth tells the Miz to trust him. We then see Kayla Braxton interview the Mad Dragon Ilya Dragunov. Ilya says there was no shame in losing to main event Jey Uso. Ilya was about to speak about the Ring General Gunther, but he was approached by Ricochet. Ricochet said it wasn't over between them just because Ilya beat him. Braun Breaker then suddenly spears Ricochet into some equipment boxes. Breaker then stands over Ricochet as the officials ran to check on Ricochet. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce watches as medical staff checks on Ricochet. Dragunov was still there, and Ricochet shoves him away when he saw Braun coming. We get a video showcasing Jey Uso and Gunther's journey to the semifinal match of the King of the Ring tournament. Gunther then cuts a promo in the empty arena earlier that day. Gunther says he was wrong about Jey Uso, who has become the hottest thing on Raw. Gunther then says thousands of fans will chant Jey Uso's name tonight, and Jey will fill them with hope and delusion. Gunther then says he is in the business of taking hope away and dragging people down to reality. Gunther then says it's about who was the more exciting act on the way to the ring. It wasn't about who was the better wrestler in the ring. Gunther then says fans will embrace him when he beats Jey and goes to become king of the ring. We then see Judgment Day backstage with Carlito. Finn Balor and JD McDonough tells WWE World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest they will bring back the tag titles to where they belong. Priest then tells Carlito the LWO will be pissed over what he did to Del Toro. Carlito then says he knew they were coming after him, so he decided to strike first. Carlito then says how he was laying low until the heat died down. Priest then informs Carlito that they were not the APA and they were not his personal protection. Dominic Mysterio then says Carlito came through for Balor and McDonough last week. Priest then says he will need to keep earning his keep to stick around. McDonough and Dominic then leaves, and Balor tells Priest that the part of him wished they were teaming tonight. Balor then says he gets it because Priest is the champion. They fist bump after Balor leaves. Carlito mentions the New York Knicks being eliminated. Priest was then annoyed and leaves. Yeah, you don't do that. I'm not a New York Knicks fan. I'm a Nets fan. I like I just like the uniforms. I like black and silver and white. All right. And I'm not a Raiders fan, so let's deaden that. Yeah, you don't do that to a Knicks fan. It's like you don't do that. You don't rag on a Jets fan or a Giant fan or a Yankee. You certainly don't rag on a Yankees fan because all we have to do is say 27 motherfucker and drop the fucking mic, baby. We see Sonya Deville approach Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Baszler wasn't exactly happy to see her, and Deville instructs herself to Stark and had a proposition for them. Baszler then blows her off and leaves with Stark. WWE World Tag Team Championship match. R-Truth, The Miz versus JD McDonough and Finn Balor. The match starts out with The Miz and Balor. McDonough then tags in and delivers some stomps on Miz before Truth tags in and hits McDonough with a leg drop. Truth then hits McDonough with a splash in the corner, then tags Miz back in. Miz then hits McDonough with the it kicks in the corner, and then follows up with the clothesline and a boot to Balor on the apron. Miz then nails Balor on the apron with a forearm before he and McDonough hit one another. Truth and Balor then tag in, and Truth hits Balor with a couple of shoulder tackles. Truth then sends Balor crashing into the mat, then looks to pay tribute to John Cena with a 5-knuckle shuffle. Balor avoids it, but Truth puts Balor in an STF. Truth then relinquishes the hold after the Miz and McDonough get inside the ring. McDonough then tags in, and Truth hits him with a sidewalk slam. Miz then does the same to Balor, and the tag team champions hit the Judgment Day with a double 5-knuckle shuffle. Carlito then runs to the ring and jumps up on the apron, but Miz nails him with a forearm. Truth then pins McDonough, but Carlito breaks the fall by putting the McDonough's foot on the bottom rope. Braun Strowman music hits and then blasts Carlito. Strowman then chases McDonough around the ring back inside. Truth then hits McDonough with an attitude adjustment for the win, and they retain. So then after the match, Awesome Truth and Strowman celebrate and hug in the ring. We then head to the back where the WWE Women's World Champion Becky Lynch congratulates Lyra on her win after Lynch leaves Liv Morgan, sarcastically congratulates Lyra on the win before attacking her. Oh, I cannot wait for Rhea to fucking take this bitch out. I was never a Liv Morgan fan. I can't stand her voice. You know, I'm this. It's still watch me. Oh my God, I'm from New York. She's from New Jersey. No wonder why everybody hates New Jersey. Even though it's the next, literally across the fucking ocean from me, it's the next almost state over. I can't stand New Jersey. It's the fucking armpit of America. Jesus Christ. Bronson Reed then approaches the WWE Intercontinental Champion, Sami Zayn. Reed then tells Zayn he shouldn't be worried about Gable's mind games. Reed then calls himself soulless. Reed then says he will use his body as a weapon on Saturday and earn his biggest payday yet. Otis then approaches Zayn. Zayn tells Otis that he will cost him the match earlier. Zayn then tells Otis that he thought he was better than that. Zayn was pissed, but Otis apologizes. Otis then tells Zayn he's really sorry, and Zayn says he believes him because he knows Otis is a good guy. Zayn then tells he has been in Otis's shoes before. Zayn then tells Otis the sooner he stops listening to Gable and starts listening to the fans, the sooner he will be better off. The crowd then loudly chants for Otis in the background. WWE Women's World Champion Becky Lynch then makes her way down to the ring. Becky starts off by saying the man has come around to Greensboro, and 5 days at King and Queen of the Ring, she will be defending her Women's World Championship against Liv Morgan. Lynch then says they have fought many battles against one another, but Morgan is now hell bent on revenge. Before Lynch can continue, Liv Morgan's music hits and she makes her way out. Morgan asks Lynch how she is the bad guy after what happened last week. Then says all she cares about is her purpose, and that is Liv Morgan revenge tour. Lynch then says Morgan has finally figured out what she is doing after all these years, while she's knowing her purpose as a wrestler since she was 15 years old. Lynch then mentions a few of her accomplishments and says WWE is better than when she found it. Now, Morgan then says Lynch rattling off her accomplishments and saying that she breaks barriers makes her come off as selfish. No! If it wasn't for women like her, you wouldn't be in the position that you are in. Because let me tell you something. If the fucking old man was still there, you wouldn't be in a position to get a title. Look at your memorable SmackDown Women's Championship. Need I say more? You're only going to be a fucking transitional champion because when Rhea Ripley comes back, which I'm hoping before SummerSlam, she could kick your ass, take the title, and fucking rub it in. And if you fucking touch Dominic, there's going to be a problem. Then she tells the fans Lynch doesn't care about WWE or the fans. Morgan then says all Lynch has ever cared about is herself, and she will finally sit where she belongs as the new women's world champion. Lynch then says fans know Morgan is lying because they can be tricked. Lynch then says she does everything for the fans. Morgan then heads down to the ring as Lynch looks to fight her, but Morgan hops down before she enters and mocks Lynch. Morgan then says she is going to wait to do the smart thing on Saturday when they battle it out for the title. Sorry tonight. We then see WWE World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest was annoyed with Carlito and the rest of Judgment Day. Priest tells McDonough to go to Pierce and request a match against Strowman next week. Priest then says he didn't even recognize him anymore. Priest then leaves and Balor agrees with Priest. Balor then says he was annoyed too and tells my fucking tablet decided to fucking freeze. Xavier Woods was shown being given medical clearance. And Kofi Kingston was pumped up. Kingston then leaves because he wanted to speak with Pierce about getting them back in the tag action. Karrion Kross and Scarlett then approaches Woods, and Kross says that he was glad that Woods was cleared. Kross then reminds Woods that there is always time to turn things around. Tick-tock, tick-tock, baby. WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Contender Fatal 4-Way match. Kairi Sane, Dakota Kai versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Starks versus Candy Carter and Katana Chance versus Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree. The match starts off with Nile and Zane. Baszler and Stark then get inside the ring. Everyone then begins brawling with one another, and Nile looks to hit a vertical suplex on Sane. Chance and Carter then hit Sane with a double kick on her midsection before nailing everyone on the outside with a cake stand. Kai then hits Nile with a forearm in the center of the ring. Nile then responds with a German suplex and then tags in Dupree. Sane then tags in Dupree and nails her with knees on her midsection. Nile then delivers a kick on Zane's head and follows it up with a suplex. Then sends Zane in the corner. Dupree then hits Zane with a bulldog, but Carter tags herself in. Carter then hits Dupree with a flatliner and tags Chance in. Chance and Carter then hit Dupree with the after party, but Kai tags herself in. Kai then pins Dupree, but Baszler and Stark break the fall. Zane and Kai then place Baszler on the top rope as Carter brawls with Stark. Stark and Carter then teeter on the top rope, but Nile pulls Kai. Zane and Baszler down. Carter then hits Stark with a Hurricane Rana off Chance's shoulders on top of Baszler. Dupree then says Carter, crashing into the barricade, then gets back inside of the ring and hits her with a caterpillar, reverse caterpillar, which I've actually seen, and it looks ridiculous. Dupree then goes for a pin, but Kai kicks out. Dupree then puts Kai in an ankle lock, but Sane breaks the hold with the insane elbow. Sane tags in, but Basil puts Sane in a Garfield clutch. Starks tags in, and Starks sends Dupree over over to Baszler. Baszler then hits Dupree with a knee for the win, and they get an opportunity at the tag team titles against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Oh, that hurt. I had a fucking, what is it called? A scab on my nose. We then head to the back where Kayla Braxton is interviewed with Ludwig Kaiser. She asks Kaiser if Gunther is overlooking Jey Uso. Kaiser says Gunther has repeatedly proven that he is superior to everyone. Kaiser then says he hopes Jey will take the loss better than Sheamus, the guy who used to love to fight. Kaiser then says Sheamus has become nothing but a keyboard warrior. Kaiser then says Sheamus could stay at home and protect his legacy, or he could come back and be put down by him. Kaiser then leaves Drew. McIntyre approaches Braxton. McIntyre says that he thought it was funny that Pierce didn't schedule one of the biggest stars tonight. McIntyre then says Priest did not get one over on him last week. McIntyre then says he got what he wanted, and that was a world title match. McIntyre then says Priest was spreading himself too thin, just like Seth Rollins did. McIntyre then says he plans on beating Priest soon. That's going to be a hell of a match between Priest and McIntyre. I just have a funny feeling the best in the world is going to be involved in this, and it's going to be fucking awesome. Otis then approaches Chad Gable and he was speaking to the Creed brothers. Gable tells them to think about what he said. Otis then informs Gable that he apologized to Zayn. Gable then says he was excited because he figured Otis was playing mind games with Zayn. Gable then got really close to Otis's face and wanted assurance that Otis was going to help him win. Otis was agreeable, but Gable wanted to hear the words. Otis then reluctantly says no matter what, and Gable was happy. Main event, Jey Uso cuts a promo and says tonight was the night. Uso then says he almost beat Gunther last time they wrestled, and he will finish the job tonight. Uso then says Gunther will catch a yeet down, and he will catch a crown. The camera then follows Jey as he makes his way down to the ring, and that is the next match, which is Gunther versus Jey Uso. The match starts off with Gunther hitting Jey Uso with a few chops in the corner, but Jey Uso responds with an open palm strike and delivers some hands to Gunther in the corner. Uso delivers more right hands and hits Gunther with a tope suicida to land on him on the outside. Uso then gets Gunther back inside the ring and climbs to the top and then looks to fly. Gunther then moves out of the way and sends Gunther crashing into the ring post shoulder first. Gunther then sends Uso arm bouncing off the ring post, then sends Uso crashing into the ring steps before sending him colliding with the barricade arm first. Gunther then says Uso crashing into the ring post once again, then sends him crashing into the barricade arm first. Gunther then sends Uso into the timekeeper's area and then gets him back in the ring. Jey then hits Gunther with a forearm and follows it up with a right hand, but Gunther responds with a European uppercut and nails Uso with a kick on his head. Gunther then continues wearing down Jey's injured arm, then climbs to the top. Jey hits Gunther with an open palm strike before both men teeter on the top, and Gunther continues targeting Jey's arm. Jey then gets shoulder gets Gunther up on his shoulders and hits him with a Samoan drop off the top rope. Jay hits Gunther with a crossbody off the top before he hits him with a super kick. Then Jay then hits Gunther with a second super kick and a stomp on Gunther's face in the corner and delivers several more stomps on him. Gunther then hits Jay with a power bomb and puts him in a Fujiwara armbar, but Jay escapes and goes for a spear. Gunther then hits Uso with a boot and into his midsection and a chop and puts him in a sleeper. Jay then counters the move and move into a pin, forcing Gunther to release the hold to kick out. Gunther then hits Uso with a release German suplex and a splash off the top rope that follows up with a clothesline. Gunther then hits Uso with a couple of chops more, but Uso responds with an open palm strike. Gunther then hits Uso with several more chops in the corner. But Jay responds with a spear and accidentally knocks down the referee in the process. Jay climbs to the top and hits Gunther with the Uso splash. Jay then goes for a pin, but Gunther has just enough time to kick out. Gunther then hits Jay with chops and then puts him in a sleeper, and the referee calls the bell, and Gunther advances. After the match, Gunther stands and celebrates as the show comes to the end. So that is that. We're going to go right into SmackDown now. Remember, I will be going live on Sunday with preview and predictions of Double or Nothing. So remember to join me. I don't know. I'm going to try to do it really super early because my boyfriend's here. SmackDown. SmackDown was coming from Jeddah Superdome in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. That's a first time ever situation. So the lineup, they are having the semifinals for the King of the Ring tournament. They are having just a lot of build to the pay-per-view, well, the PLE tomorrow. So the commentators are Michael Cole and Corey Graves. We see Randy Orton arriving at the arena at the House of the Bloodline. They make their entrance at the venue. Nia Jax makes her grand arrival at the arena. Bianca Belair also steps into the building. Triple H declares that the victors of the King and Queen of the Ring tournament will earn a title opportunity at SummerSlam, but it's for their brand. Like if Nia Jax wins, she's not going to be challenging Becky Lynch. She's going to be challenging Bayley. All right. Queen of the Ring semifinal match. Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax. They start up with a lockup. Then Nia pushes Bianca into the corner and slams her face down. Nia throws Bianca around the ring, but Bianca counters with a chokehold. Nia frees herself by ramming Bianca into the turnbuckle. Bianca dodges a move and flips over Nia, then lands some shoulder tackles. Bianca taunts Nia, then sends her crashing into the turnbuckles from the apron and climbs to the top. Bianca hits Nia with some forearms, but Nia grabs her by the hair and throws her down. Nia misses a shoulder charge and hits a ring post. Bianca takes advantage and jumps on Nia from the outside. The action heats up as we head into commercial break. We return from the break to find Nia locking Bianca in a reverse chinlock and delivering a headbutt. Nia removes Bianca's crown from her braid and dons it herself. Bianca fights back with jumping kicks, but Nia stops her with another headbutt. Nia applies the stretch muffler, but Bianca counters with the sunset flip. Although Nia remains standing, she misses a seated splash following Bianca allowing Bianca a near fall with a roll up. Nia hits a Samoan drop for another near fall, then sends Bianca into the corner, but misses a splash. Bianca capitalizes by hitting a crossbody from the top rope for a near fall. However, Bianca injures her knee in the process. Struggling to stand despite Nia's assault on her injured leg, Bianca fights back with forearms. Nia targets the injured leg with a kick and a leg drop. Nia sets up for Bonsai's drop, which was an annihilator. Bianca counters with a forearm to attack to the back, attempting her finisher KOD. Bianca struggles due to her injured leg. Nia sees the opportunity, diving Bianca's knee into the mat and hyperextending it. Despite Bianca's resistance, Nia executes the bonsai chop from the turnbuckle, and which is the annihilator, and for a 3 count. And she will be at the Queen of the Ring against Lyra Valkyria. Kayla Braxton interviews Nia in the ring, congratulating her on the win. Nia dismisses Kayla and addresses Lyra, boasting about her defeating Bianca Belair just like she did Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. She never defeated Rhea Ripley. Did she? No, she never defeated her. No, she never defeated her. She confidently declares her intentions to defeat Lyra and become queen and champion after SummerSlam, starting with their match tomorrow. Meanwhile, medical staff tend to Bianca's injured leg. In the backstage area, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller engage in conversation. As the tension builds, we hint to break. Grayson Waller effect. It's time for the Grayson Waller effect, featuring Grayson Waller and Austin Theory as co-hosts for tonight's championship edition. Waller kicks off the show, welcoming everyone, with Theory praising Waller as a megastar and one of the most talented and entertaining superstars on SmackDown. No! Sorry, I am so thirsty. Carmelo Hayes interrupts, making his appearance known and adding his own flair to the conversation. He thanks them for adding that they missed a couple of important details about him being a first-round draft pick and the hottest new superstar on SmackDown. Theory playfully ribs Hayes about his absence from SmackDown, but Hayes quickly shifts focus, emphasizing on the importance of the unity among the newer talents, and they need to prove themselves against the veterans. They criticize veterans like Bobby Lashley and LA Knight for their egotistical behavior. But they don't have an ego problem. Please. They discuss LA Knight. They mock him with their barrage of yes. Hayes then suggests leaving Knight in the back and allowing the real megastars to take the spotlight. Unexpectedly, LA Knight storms into the ring, tossing the furniture aside, demanding to be heard. He warns them, and if they keep knocking on the door, he'll come after them with full force. After a heated exchange, Knight exits the ring, only to be attacked by Hayes. A brawl ensues with Hayes, Theory, and Waller ganging up on Knight until Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford rush to Knight's aid, putting a stop to the chaos. As tensions reach a boiling point, we cut to commercial break. So then we have the old 6-man tag, a Teddy Long special. Ford. So we have LA Knight, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins versus Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, and Austin Theory. Ford and Hayes kick things off, locking up with each other. They exchange wrist locks, each attempting reversal until Ford manages to execute a takedown. Ford shows off an agility with flip over Hayes in the corner, followed by a dropkick. Dawkins tags in and delivers a double sledge off the turnbuckle. Hayes retaliates with a side headlock, but Dawkins sends him face first into the mat. Knight and Theory enter the fray, exchanging punches and kicks. Waller joins him with forearms, followed by Theory's elbow and Knight's kick and clothesline combo. Dawkins re-enters the match, showcasing his athleticism with a corkscrew back elbow and a twisting splash in the corner, followed by an enziguri. However, Dawkins missed a subsequent twisted splash, allowing Hayes to capitalize with a kick, while Theory delivers a slingshot rolling dropkick. Waller adds an assault with a clothesline on the outside, heading into commercial break. As we return, Dawkins unleashed a flurry of forearms on Hayes, but Hayes prevents Dawkins from making the tag. Despite Hayes counteracting with a forearm, Dawkins catches him off the ropes with and executes a backdrop. Waller tags in, with Theory knocking Knight off the apron. Waller lands punches on Dawkins, but his attempt off the turnbuckle is met with a punch from Dawkins. Knight pulls Theory to the floor and delivers a clothesline. Knight then tags in and continues the assault on Waller, delivering kicks in the corner and a clothesline to Hayes on the apron. Knight follows up with a running hip into the corner and a drop kick through the ropes to Theory. He mocks Waller before hitting a slingshot to shoulder tackle, followed by a power slam and a leaping elbow drop for a near fall. Hayes prevents Knight from executing his finishing maneuver, but Ford intervenes with an enziguri to Hayes. Theory then takes care of Knight, who retaliates with his BFT finisher on Waller, only for Hayes to break up the pin. Knight then delivers a running shoulder to Hayes over the announce table. Ford gets the tag and hits 7-star frog splash for a 3 count, and the winners are LA Knight, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford. No shit. We recap the highlights to kick off from the kickoff event, including the moment when Logan Paul handed Michael Cole his brass knuckles. Cody Rhodes is seen walking backstage, where he is paused to shake hands with Randy Orton in a brief cordial exchange. As Cody continues his way, we cut to commercial. That's your if Gunther doesn't win, that's your SummerSlam match. That's your SummerSlam match. And if that's it, then Gunther will be getting Money in the Bank. And I would not be surprised when this happens, if it's happened before Clash of the Castle, which I think it's going to be happening. I'm not 100% sure. Could you imagine? Drew McIntyre becomes world champion at Clash of the Castle, and Gunther cashes in on Drew McIntyre. Oh my God, you're going to see one pissed off Scotsman. I'm telling you, one pissed off Scotsman. We return from break from footage announcing SummerSlam 2026, set to take place from Minneapolis on August 1st and 2nd, building anticipation for the monumental event. In the backstage area, Tama Tonga is, I still can't believe he's there, with Paul Heyman standing behind him, hinting at potential developments or alliance. Meanwhile, Cody Rhodes makes his entrance, heading towards the ring, likely with something important in mind. Before Cody can address the audience in Jeddah, he abruptly interrupted by Logan Paul. Logan wastes no time taunting Cody, accusing him of being played and asserting his intentions to walk out of their upcoming match with both titles. Logan boasts about his intelligence, athleticism, and entertainment powerness, claiming superiority over Cody in every aspect. He assures Cody that he won't resort to cheap tactics to secure victory. Cody responds by suggesting that Logan's bravado may be a facade for his own insecurities, referring to Logan's fear of being perceived as a fraud in WWE. Despite acknowledging Logan's talent, Cody implies that Logan might suffer from imposter syndrome, questioning his authenticity. The tension escalates as Cody challenges Logan to prove his integrity by allowing a security check for foreign objects. Ryan Tran conducts, which is one of the WWE officials, does this. Conducts a search starting with Cody, who is clear. However, Ryan checks Logan and discovers a contraband. Ruh-roh, what does he have in his pocket? Logan attempts to deflect and blame, claiming the items belong to his brother. But Cody remains skeptical. Logan demands security escort Cody out, insisting that this discovery changes nothing regarding their impending match. Nia instructs Bayley to ensure that the title remains safe until SummerSlam. Meanwhile, Angela Dawkins, Montez Forbes, and B-Fab join Kayla, expressing their satisfaction with their recent victory. Dawkins highlights their win over the champions. Suddenly, Ciampa and Gargano make their presence known, stating that their intentions to claim the titles. Ciampa boldly declares that they will go through Ford and Dawkins to achieve their goal, symbolically pouring out Montez's drink as a sign of their determination. I want both of them to be heels. Could you imagine Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa heels? Please take my money. Where's my gimmick card? Take my money. Taking my money. Taking my money. Where do I dip it? Where do I dip it? Well, this is not a dippy. That's one that you have to swipe. Yeah, old school. Bayley. So we go to the next match. Bayley versus Chelsea Green in a non-title match. Chelsea strikes Bayley with a powerful punch, driving her into the turnbuckles. However, Chelsea finds herself on the apron, where Green delivers a punch followed by a missile dropkick, nearly securing the victory. Bayley retaliates with a jawbreaker, but Green pulls her into the apron and lands a boot up to the head. As the action heats up, we head into a commercial break. We come back from the commercial break, see Bayley gaining momentum with series of clotheslines and a belly-to-back suplex. Attempting a cutter in the ropes, Bayley is thwarted by Green's push. Chelsea countered with a slam followed by a Rough Rider for a near fall. Bayley responds with a powerbomb and finishes off Green with a rope slam for the win. And champions win! Wow, what a fucking concept on that. Seriously. What a fucking concept. So then after the match, Piper Niven surprises Bayley with a splash, but Bayley fights back with the forearms. Piper retaliates with Bossman Slam followed by 2 back sentons. As Piper starts to leave the ring, she decides to deliver a 3rd senton for good measure. In another setting, Nick Aldis is in his office when AJ Styles enters. AJ reflects on their recent match, acknowledging their desire for another opportunity to challenge for the title. Despite AJ's plea, Nick was impressing personal admiration, insists that AJ must earn another chance professionally, and regrettably declines. It is so fucking weird to see these two. Former NWA champions, former TNA champions. It's so fucking weird. I still can't believe AJ Styles. I still can't believe Tama Tonga and Nick Aldis. I thought he was actually going to go to AEW. I thought for fucking months when he left NWA and he was just doing his own thing. I'm like, there is no fucking way that he's going to be in WWE. He's going to AEW. When he was when he was interning as a producer, I was like, okay, maybe he's just doing this just so that he's got something to do. Then he shows up, and I'm like, and then you have, oh my God, could you imagine in the fucking ring, we have AJ Styles, Nick Aldis, Bobby Roode, and a Triple H. It's like, that should be a horseman. That 4 men should be horseman material. AJ expressed frustration and urgency, but Nick regrets being unable to assist him further, expressing his apologies. We delve into Andrade's story as he reflects on his heritage as a 3rd-generation luchador. He asserts that wrestling runs through his veins, that he is not merely here to showcase his Mexican roots, but to fulfill his destiny. Despite facing constant judgment and criticism, Andrade refused to let others define his path. emphasizing his control over his own destiny. He confidently declares his identity and ambitions to determine to prove himself to the world. All I could think of is if possibly fucking Andrade possibly holding the WWE title, and then Charlotte Flair holding the Women's World Championship. You do realize that's ego times 1,000. Meanwhile, tensions rise. Humberto expresses his disdain for Andrade, while Angel suggests that Andrade could be of assistance. Santos urges them to let go of the past grievances and consider their options. As the narrative unfolds, we revisit the thrilling quarterfinal matches from last week, SmackDown, showcasing the intense competition and drama on display. WWE Hall of Famer The Wise Man Paul Heyman informed Solo that Tangaloa could make it across the border, highlighting the difficulties they face with custom clearance. He expressed concern about recruiting dangerous individuals into the bloodline, to which Solo acknowledges his awareness. Paul explains that they haven't recruited such individuals in past due to these challenges. Solo asserts his authority in Roman's absence, instructing Paul to resolve any issues that arise. Tama Tonga directs a piercing stare at Paul. I love his reaction. Every time he gets scared, it's a fucking hilarious situation. Before stating that he recruited precisely because of his dangerous nature. He declares his return to the bloodline under the order of the tribal chief. Gunther sits amongst the crowd, quietly observing as he awaits the revelation of his opponent for tomorrow night's match. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill are set to defend the Women's World Tag Team titles against Candice LeRae and Hartwell on a kickoff show. So I'm just going to give you that match. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair are going to win. I believe it's 12 p.m. Sorry. King of the Ring semifinal match. Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga. Tama launches a series of strikes at Orton, backing him into the corner with relentless forearms and headbutts. Orton retaliates with a kick followed by a fall-away slam. Seizing the advantage, Orton targets Tama's shoulder repeatedly, sending him into the ring post. He continues with a barrage of European uppercuts and punches from the turnbuckles before sending Tama to the arena floor, crashing into the announce table. Returning from the break, Tama focuses his assault on Orton's leg, attempting a frog splits, which Orton narrowly avoids. Orton sets up for his signature, the draping DDT, but Tama counters it with a single leg sweep and a leg drop, targeting the injured limb. Tama applies a crossface and a sleeper hold, keeping Orton grounded and attempting to wear him down. Orton struggles to escape, but eventually manages to power out, delivering a backdrop to break free from the hold. Reading momentum, Orton unleashes a fury of offense with two clotheslines followed by a well-timed power slam, turning the tide of the match in his favor. Orton attempts a draping DDT on Tama, but Tama counters with his and sends Orton over the top rope to the floor. In desperation, Orton resorts to thumb to the eye, which is a little bit of heel Orton, and I love heel Orton. And executes a back body drop onto the announce table. That fucking thing is like is an unofficial extra man in a match. All right. Spotting a second table nearby, Orton decides to incorporate it into the action before they return to the ring. Orton gains control, locking Tama in a front face lock and delivering the draping DDT. With Tama down, Orton looks around the arena before executing the signature twist to the mat, followed by an RKO push-ups. However, Solo interferes to disrupt the match, allowing Tama to escape an RKO, and Orton inadvertently strikes Solo. Tama capitalizes with a roll-up for a near fall, but Orton rebounds with a decisive RKO for the victory, and he will be facing Gunther tomorrow. Following the match, Orton and Gunther shares tense stare down. Solo takes advantage of the distraction, attacking Orton with a Samoan spike and delivering a kick before his exit. Kevin Owens rushes to Orton's aid, attacking Solo and attempting a stunner, but Solo manages to evade Owens and escape the ring as the show concludes. And that is it. Now you're going to get my fucking picks, and I'm going to get the fuck out. Tomorrow, we're going to have the King and Queen tournament. Now, if things want to go right and want to play out the way it should be played out, the Queen of the Ring will be Nia. She will take on Bayley, and that's where she's going to, get her just desserts, because she didn't win the Royal Rumble. She didn't win the title. She didn't get a title opportunity at WrestleMania. So this is her WrestleMania-esque reward. The King of the Ring. We have Orton versus Gunther. If Orton wins, that whole summer is going to be about Cody and Orton. If that's the case, Gunther is going to be Mr. Money in the Bank. But if Gunther does win, he's got Damian Priest or Drew McIntyre, whatever the case may be. But I am actually going to take Gunther. Gunther will win tomorrow. For the WWE Women's Championship, Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch. I will be highly shocked if they don't give her the title. Becky Lynch is got to start putting people over. She's had her moments, and now she's got to put people over. So I'm actually picking Liv Morgan to win. Now those are the only matches that I have that I remembered, and I don't remember anything else because I am so exhausted today. Okay. For the undisputed WWE Championship match, Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. Cody Rhodes is going to win in a fuck finish. And for the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed versus Chad Gable. I am taking Sami Zayn because you're not going to take the title off of Sami Zayn in Saudi Arabia. They will be World War III and IV possibly. But those are my picks. So I will be going live right after King and Queen of the Ring. Then I'm going live really early in the morning with the preview and predictions of Double or Nothing. And then I'm going to go live on Monday in the afternoon with my review of Double or Nothing. Please do me a favor. Go check out the rest of the content, including episode 342 and the review of WWE Backlash 2024. Also, please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications so when I go live or upload a video or even do a short, you will all know about it. Please check me out on my social media, which is Instagram, Facebook, Threads, all Mel'S Matt Chat. Also, check me out on X and TikTok, Mel'S Matt Chat. But if you want to follow me on Snapchat, go check me out at Real Mel'S Matt Chat. And please, if you want to donate to the channel, my PayPal link is on the top of my X account, so go check that out. Please enjoy the rest of the weekend. Please drive safe. And please, if you're going to drink, please do me a favor and drink responsibly and call yourself an Uber or a Lyft. Also, please go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. Go check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. And then go check out HOG Wrestling at hogwrestling.net. So I will be back here hopefully around 4 o'clock for the review. I will see you then on Sunday for the preview and predictions of all Double or Nothing. And then the review will be sometime on Monday afternoon. Please have a safe weekend. I'll see you tomorrow and have a good night. Love you all. Bye.